Today is Friday, September 1. I'm Pastor Michael, and this is Wilderness Wanderings. Today our text comes from Psalm 21. The king rejoices in your strength, Lord. How great is his joy in the victories you give. You have granted him the desire of his heart, and not withheld the request of his lips. That's Psalm 21, verses 1 and 2. Psalm 21 is obviously a song of victory. It is not difficult to imagine the people of Israel singing these words as David returned victorious from battle. The day is perfect for Israel. King and people are following the Lord and rejoicing in his blessings of victory. Notice how the victory clearly belongs to God alone. It was asked for by the king. It was the desire of his heart. But the song recognizes that only God is responsible for the defeat of the enemy. The psalm exudes trust and confidence in God. Notice also that the enemies haven't got a chance. The singers are totally convinced that they are goners. None who oppose God can survive. While the enemies wither away, the king's days are lengthened even forever and ever. Of course, David did not live forever. Peter says on the first Pentecost that David's tomb is there for all to see. This phrase in verse 4 is likely a reference to the promise that David will have a descendant on Israel's throne forever. From this perspective, Psalm 21 is about more than David coming home victorious from battle. It is filled with notes that resound with Easter. It's a psalm for Christians to pray on that festival and even every Sunday. We worship corporately on the first day of the week because Jesus' resurrection is central to our faith, hope, and love. It is reasonable to think that this psalm sustained Jesus on his journey to Jerusalem and the cross. Perhaps he meditated on these words as he spoke of being delivered over into the hands of sinful men. Even as he carried the weight of the sin of the world, he trusted in the steadfast love of God to raise him up in power 3 days later. It is not at all difficult to hear the ascended and exalted Christ praising his Father on the other side of the empty tomb. He asked life of you. You gave it to him, length of days forever and ever. After passing through death on behalf of his siblings, Jesus was met with rich blessings, greeted by throngs of worshiping angels, crowned with glory and honor because of the suffering of death. Hebrews 2 verse 9. This is a psalm for a vindicated Messiah. What does it mean for us? We have confidence today because Christ has prayed for us, that all those whom the Father had given him may be with me where I am, to see my glory that you have given me. John 17:24. We know that God will give the Messiah his heart's desires and will not withhold the requests of his lips. Therefore we live in the hope that we will share in the glories of Christ's victory. God's children do experience suffering in this life, but we suffer patiently and with hope, confident that God's victory has been secured by Jesus' resurrection. Furthermore, God has made us most blessed forever, giving us every spiritual blessing in the heavenly places, even as we were chosen in him before the foundation of the world. That's from Ephesians 1, verses 3 and 4. Or, as a paraphrase reads, long before he laid down earth's foundations, he had us in mind, had settled on us as the focus of his love, to be made whole and holy by his love. Even as we struggle in this life, God is at work in us, accomplishing his purposes. This psalm shores up our faith when it wavers. As you journey on, go with the blessing of God. May the peace of the Lord Christ go with you, wherever he may send you. May he guide you through the wilderness, protect you through the storm. May he bring you home rejoicing at the wonders he has shown you. May he bring you home rejoicing once again into our doors.